Welcome back, everybody. Today we are looking at the Storm IQ Tour Nano Pearl. If you like what we do, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and check us out on Patreon. A big thank you to Jeff Miller and Ron Hoppy. Don't forget to check out Haley's Pro Shop in Burlington, Washington for world-class drilling and coaching. In this video, we're testing on a house shot. We will be testing on a sports shot shortly. First impressions, it's an IQ Tour. Can it be bad? For those arsenal building, I would consider this ball in the mid-control category. Alright, jumping in, I have to admit my first impression is a bit of a cop-out. The world is almost certain to love the IQ Tour Nano Pearl, at least anyone who's liked it before. The C3 centripetal core works for many people. Low diff, excellent control. I always thought that it would be a great ball for me as a lefty, but with the IQ Tour Solid, it was more of a pocket-controlled, mediocre carry. With the Nano Pearl, initially I saw a couple flat sevens and I thought, oh, here we go. But then some better execution and I saw a stronger motion and good drive. The biggest issue I had was the cover in 3000 Aberlon out of box seems simply too strong for this house pattern, which forces me in, while at the same time, this isn't a loop the lane type core. Nevertheless, it surprised me with more back-end capabilities than I was expecting. This house shot is playing a bit reverse block, so if you get outside down lane, you have no chance to get it back to the headpin, but it hooks a ton from the inside. Feed it into the friction a touch, and I mean a touch too early, and I'm through the face. Try to push it through, and it doesn't make the headpin. Rather than focus on the pattern, I want to focus on the ball itself. I do like the shape the centripetal core creates on lane, and always have. This is a case where I actually want to take this surface up to make it work properly on this shot. My frustration was that I had to throw it too good to get results on the house shot, so I had to make a second trip to see it again on the sports shot. Ultimately, the IQ Tour Nano Pearl is smooth, yet has some boominess down lane. It responds to friction smoothly but pretty strongly, and I typically find balls with weaker cores and strong covers not matching my game, but this matchup didn't feel terrible for me as the core just doesn't puke down lane. For Bryan, he saw the same thing. Initially, he was going through the face, and if projecting right, it doesn't recover. Again, some kind of commentary about the pattern, but once he realized this ball was reading way earlier than the parallax and trend we tested, he paralleled everything in, going about 14 to 11. And the ball created a nice arcing shape, which is what you expect from an IQ Tour centripetal core ball. The, quote, too much surface, too weak a core syndrome is exacerbated with Bryan's game, so giving away the pocket was a no-no. He benefited a bit from some shim in, but out was a no-go for sure, especially with this much surface out of the box. Let's wrap up with some final thoughts. So where are we with the Storm IQ Tour Nano Pearl? If you've loved this series and have been looking for the return of the IQ Tour Nano, this is darn near close enough. The ball will not surprise, and it's sure to be successful. To those that love this series, they will get all the benefits they've previously seen. Great control, smooth but arcing motion, high rev bowlers, those bowling on sport shots need a ball like this in their bag. If you are plagued by certain limitations from this series, you're likely to still see some of that. So pocket control, but some flat corners are still there, albeit a bit less than what I've experienced with, say, the IQ Tour. For my game, I tend to lean towards bigger cores with weaker covers for control versus the opposite, which is the case with the IQ Tour Nano Pearl. However, I always wished I held on to the IQ Tour Nano as it was a bit different, and this is my chance.